Today, we're diving into some exciting updates about the upcoming iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max. Apple is reportedly planning to significantly reduce the size of the bezels on these flagship devices. That's right, we're talking about bezels being trimmed down by 33%. If you've been following smartphones for a while, you probably remember the bezel wars. That time when every brand was competing to see who could shrink the bezels the most. iPhones, Android phones, even Windows Phone models were all part of this race, but after a while we stopped caring as much about bezels and focused more on other features. Remember what we used to call big screen phones phablets? Well, the conversation about Bezel Size is back, and Apple is leading the charge with the iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max. Both of these premium 2024 iPhones are set to be officially unveiled on Monday, September 9th, and they are looking to change the game again. Lead schematics have shown us that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will have bezels as thin as 1.15 millimeters. That's right, 1.15 millimeters, making it the thinnest bezel on any smartphone this year. Apple is using a new technology called border reduction structure, BRS, to make this possible. This is part of Apple's ongoing effort to make their high-end devices as sleek as possible. Now, Samsung Display has also revealed that it's working on under-display camera technology, aiming to remove all borders from phones in the future. But for now, Apple is focused on its bezel-reducing strategy with BRS. It's clear that both companies are trying to outdo each other when it comes to creating the most immersive displays possible. Mark Gurman, Bloomberg's chief correspondent for Apple, shared some juicy insider details. According to him, the bezels on the iPhone 16 Pro will be reduced by about 33% compared to the iPhone 15 Pro. To put this into perspective, the iPhone 14 Pro started with bezels around 3.5 millimeters, the iPhone 15 Pro trimmed those down to about 2 millimeters, and now with the iPhone 16 Pro, we could be looking at bezels as thin as 1.3 millimeters to 1.4 millimeters. Now, if you think that's impressive, Gurman also mentions that the screen sizes on both the iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max will increase by 0.2 inches. That means the iPhone 16 Pro will have a 6.3-inch display, while the iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a massive 6.9-inch screen. It's like having a mini theater right in your hand. And that's not all. According to Leaker Ice Universe, the iPhone 17 will continue this trend, with the Pro model expected to have a 6.3-inch screen, and a rumored iPhone Air might replace the iPhone 17 Plus with a 6.7-inch display. Now, with all this excitement about shrinking bezels, it's worth remembering why bezels exist in the first place. They serve some pretty important functions. 1. Protection from unintended touches. On a touchscreen, bezels help prevent accidental touches that could cause apps to open or close unexpectedly. With smaller bezels, this becomes a bigger concern, especially when you're holding your phone one-handed. 2. Housing front camera components. Bezels help hide the components that power your front to make the iPhone 16 Pro series more appealing than ever. The combination of a larger screen and thinner bezels means more immersive experiences, whether you're watching videos, playing games, or just browsing the web. However, if you're someone who often fumbles with your phone or drops it, you might want to consider investing in a solid protective case or screen protector to keep your new iPhone safe from harm. That's it for today. What are your thoughts on these upcoming iPhones? Do you think the reduced bezels will make a difference in your everyday use, or do you prefer thicker bezels for better control? Let me know in the comments section below. As always, see you in the next video. In just a few months' time, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will succeed the iPhone 15 Pro Max and take on the mantle as the best and most advanced iPhone out there. Although there's plenty of time until September and a lot can change, we seem to know a lot about the upcoming top iPhone model based on rumors and leaks. How is the iPhone 16 Pro Max shaping up against its predecessor? What's changing and what's staying the same? Let's see how the iPhone 16 Pro Max shapes up against the current best iPhone Apple has in its roster. First up, let's talk about design and size. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will inherit the same design language as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, employing the same titanium frame with a completely flat screen. The major difference between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be size. The upcoming iPhone screen will grow to 6.9 inches across, a significant bump over the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. To achieve this, they're likely shrinking the bezels down even further and making the phone itself slightly larger overall. As per the rumors, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will measure 163mm in height and 77.58mm in width versus 159.9mm and 76.7mm for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, respectively. A small but notable change, all things considered. The iPhone 15 Pro Max debuted with an action button instead of a mute switch and a USB Type-C port at the bottom, so those two features will be carrying over to the newer model as well. However, the iPhone 16 series will be scoring another button, dubbed the Capture button. Colors-wise, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was available in 4 understated and titanium-inspired colors. We've heard that Apple might use another titanium processing technique that will make the iPhone 16 Pro Max glossier and also more capable of retaining colors. Moving on to display differences. As mentioned, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come along with a significantly larger display, measuring at 6.9 inches across. Aside from the size, when you don't clearly expect any other major changes, we're certainly getting a liquid Retina XDR display with an OLED panel delivering superb colors, contrast, and exceptional maximum brightness. The screen will support 120Hz ProMotion refresh rate, making scrolling through the interface and on-screen content way smoother. Now let's delve into performance and software. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a second-generation 3nm chip, possibly dubbed Apple A18 Pro. As one can imagine, we expect that the Apple A18 Pro will have better performance than the Apple A17 Pro. Due to the heavily rumored focus on AI for both iOS and the iPhone 16 range, we expect that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come with a much improved neural engine to take care of all the generative AI features. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will also be a first to debut iOS 18 with a focus on artificial intelligence features. The new iPhone 16 Pro Max will also support faster Wi-Fi 7 and a more power-efficient 5G modem, keeping you future-proofed on the connectivity front. Let's talk about the camera. As the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivers a host of important camera features, chief among which is the new 120mm telephoto lens, the iPhone 16 Pro Max could finally address one of the forgotten cameras that hasn't recently scored any significant overhauls, the ultra-wide. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that Apple will be introducing a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. When it comes to audio quality, iPhone Pro Max devices are always up there with the best, setting the benchmarks for all other manufacturers to measure up against. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will be no exception. The same generally applies to haptics too. iPhones are arguably the best devices when it comes to haptic feedback, giving us precise and accurate vibrations that are sufficiently strong yet not overpowering. Lastly, battery life and charging. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will reportedly feature a much larger 4,676 mAh battery compared to the 4,422 mAh battery in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Charging-wise, we haven't heard anything about a potential charging speed increase, but we hope to see one on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So far, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is shaping up to be a logical improvement to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, delivering key upgrades in important areas like screen size, performance, AI, and battery life. Thus far, we haven't heard anything particular about a potential price increase, so it's safe to assume that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will start at $1,199 for the 256GB version. Of course, if there's an iPhone 15 Pro Max in your pocket, then you'll probably have few reasons to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Stay tuned for more updates on the iPhone 16 Pro Max as we get closer to its release date. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest tech news and reviews. Thanks for watching. Until next time.